Yo, what's up? It's Warren Vlog, episode 52, and this is my review of WWE Roadblock End of the Line. Yeah, because there's two Roadblocks this year, and this one had to be different from the other one, so we called it End of the Line. To be honest, this pay-per-view was pretty average. I kind of felt like it was like, okay, we have a pay-per-view, so let's just put some matches together just so we can have a pay-per-view. Um, Other than, I would say, Jericho and Seth and the Iron Man match, those were like the two matches I felt like that were actually had a story and had a sense of importance. But I'll run down the entire show here. Let's see. Let's go to my notes. Cesaro and Sheamus versus New Day for the Tag Team Championships. I gave this match a 3, only because I've seen better work from all four guys. That being said, um, Cesaro was always amazing, as he always is, and what he does. The ending of this match, Cesaro and Sheamus ended up going over and winning the tag titles, ending the long streak of the New Day. They had surpassed Demolition's record this last Monday, a week ago, by winning 2 triple threat tag team matches. So I figured yesterday was the day that they would lose their tag titles, and they did. I kind of like how Cesaro embraced the New Day, and Sheamus kind of like just took the tag titles, said "fuck you guys," was gonna hold up both belts. I kind of thought that was cool, and I'm really interested to see where they go with that tonight on Raw. Gave that a 3. Let's see, we have Braun Strowman for as far as my predictions for that, I was correct. So I was correct there. Sami Zayn versus Braun Strowman. I was like halfway correct with this. I suggested that maybe it would, or I predicted that it would be a tie. But I didn't realize that by Sami Zayn basically surviving in 10 minutes, that would earn him the victory. So I thought that was kind of lame. But at the same time, it made Sami Zayn strong enough to survive 10 minutes with Braun Strowman. And Braun Strowman was still able to maintain some credibility because he didn't get pinned. So, in that aspect, I guess it was okay. Gave it a 2. Mick Foley coming out, teasing the whole throwing in the white towel was kind of interesting too. The Sami Zayn took the towel and just threw it in the crowd and continued the match, and that was good. I kind of felt like they stalled for time a little bit, but like I said, other than that, the story that needed to be told last night, I think got told well. So, but I gave that a 2 because it's Braun Strowman. Rollins versus Chris Jericho. The problem with this match is that I've seen Rollins and Jericho on Raw so many times that it kind of just felt like another match they had on Raw. So it was, I gave it a 3. With some pretty good counter wrestling in the match, a lot of near falls, a nice counter to pedigree to the walls of Jericho. It was not a lot of counter wrestling that I enjoyed, but as I said before, Rollins and Jericho, if you've seen it once, you've seen it 1,000 times. So watching it on pay-per-view kind of just felt like watching it on Raw again. So I gave it a 3. And of course I was right about that as well, because Kevin Owens did get involved and inadvertently caused Jericho to match, which led to Jericho being in the pedigree. So, but that's gonna play in the main event, which I'll get to later. Rich Swann versus Kendrick, Brian Kendrick. I always want to call him Kendrick Lamar. Every time, I always want to call him Kendrick Lamar. I don't know, maybe because I like Kendrick Lamar. But Brian Kendrick, T.J. Perkins, and Rich Swann, which Swann defending the Cruiserweight Championship in a triple threat match. A very fast-paced match. I gave it a 3. But honestly, the story here, and I gave the match a 3. It was a good match. But what I really want to talk about is what happened afterwards, because Neville comes out, and we haven't seen Neville in a while, right? And then Neville comes out after Rich Swann's retained the title, and then beats the shit out of Rich Swann, and I'm like, well, he super kicks he beats the shit out of everybody, but it really focuses on Rich Swann, and I'm thinking, like, I think Neville was a heel in NXT, but like, I've never seen Neville have this much of an edge. And I embraced it because it's new and it's exciting. And I'm happy that WWE Creative actually has something for Neville. And I'm quite sure Neville fits the criteria to compete in the Cruiserweight division anyway. So you have a rivalry established and you have something built up for Rich Swann. And I think that Rich Swann and Neville are going to have amazing matches. And I'm looking forward to seeing how that story progresses. See, what I like about Raw pay-per-views is you can watch Raw the next night and it's like it's still fresh and you see what happened the previous night. But the SmackDown pay-per-views, you got to wait like 2 days. But still, it makes me want to watch Raw tonight to see how they keep on going after Roadblock, even though it's the end of the line. So, all right, I'm done with that. Okay, Charlotte Flair versus Sasha Banks in an Iron Man match. I don't know why they don't call it an Iron Woman match. I'm going to give this match, I gave it a 3.5, and I'll tell you why. What kind of annoyed me, and what annoys me in general about this angle, about this, the storyline, is the constant title switches. And I just knew, like I said in my last video, that Charlotte Flair would get the belt back because they're going to keep up this thing with her being undefeated on pay-per-views. But I think the championship itself has been so devalued because it's just playing hot potato with the title. Sasha, Charlotte, Sasha, Charlotte, Sasha, Charlotte. And the problem with this 50-50 booking is that no woman looks stronger than the other. It's like they're on equal footing. So, like, who really won the feud? I mean, I guess you can say Charlotte won the feud because there's no rematch clause. But, so this match goes to 2-2. And what I didn't like about watching the match is how predictable it was. It was like you just kind of knew it was going to go 2-2. You just kind of knew it was going to overtime. And then one thing I did enjoy, though, Charlotte had the figure 8 on Sasha. And I'm not exactly sure what happened to Sasha's nose. I'm actually going to go back and watch it so I can see exactly what happened. But at some point in this match, Sasha's nose got busted open. Cut open. I know that Charlotte had like sweep Sasha's legs, and Sasha fell face first into the steps, and so I don't know if that was from that or what. But towards the end of that match, Charlotte had the figure 8, or had the figure 4 locked in, and then bridged back into the figure 8, and you see Sasha trying to fight it as Charlotte has the figure 8 on, and you just see blood trickle from her nose and just go all over her face. It's almost like a crimson mask, really. And the one thing I thought of when I saw that was Bret Hart and Stone Cold Steve Austin from WrestleMania 13, one of the most iconic moments in that era of the WWE, where Bret had the sharpshooter in and Austin was like trying to break out of it, and you see the blood just streaming down his face where he passed out. It reminded me of that because Sasha had blood just all over her face as she's trying to fight out of the figure 8, and then she just taps out in overtime. And I just looked at that and thought, damn, that imagery is amazing. But with the whole no blood thing, I have to imagine that Vince McMahon probably was pissed off backstage. But just to me, the imagery of seeing the blood all over Charlotte's face as she's like trying to struggle to get out of that figure 8, it just reminded me of Bret and Austin. And that imagery was cool. And that is like I said, Bret and Austin's immediate thing that I thought of when I saw that. But Charlotte went over. I gave that 3.5. I was correct in that rating. I was correct in that prediction. Oh yeah, in the pre-show, Big Cass lost to Rusev, which I was wrong there, but I'm not going to rate that because I don't do pre-show matches. So, main event, Kevin Owens versus Reigns, and I gave it, and the thing is, the only 2 I gave out on the show was Sami Zayn and Strowman. Everything else got a 3 with the exception of the Iron Man match, we got 3.5. I gave Reigns and Owens a 3 because, I mean, you're not going to get a bad match from Kevin Owens. And you're not going to get necessarily a bad match, depending on who you talk to, you're not going to get a bad match from Reigns. I mean, the 2 work well together, but what hurt this match, and I'm actually surprised I gave it a 3. I mean, I'm going to lock in on that. I'm not going to change it. But of course, excuse me, this match ended on disqualification with Jericho giving the code breaker to Kevin Owens. And as soon as I saw that, I thought, Oh, okay. So Jericho's gonna attack his best friend to make it seem like he's beating up his best friend, but he's really helping his best friend. Because if you attack Kevin Owens, that means you're interfering on Reigns' behalf, and then Reigns gets disqualified. Ha 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 ha. Ah, that's a fucked up way to end the pay per view, and fuck them for doing it. But what ensued afterwards was quite entertaining. Um, Jericho and Owens tried to get away. Rollins' music hits, and Kevin Owens goes back to the ring and gets speared on the outside of the ring. And then this might have been the funniest part of the entire show for me. Jericho like scurried like around Roman Reigns and got back in the ring. And you have to watch it. Like after Reigns hit the spear on Owens, like Jericho kind of stood there and like scurried around Reigns and got back in the ring and ate a pedigree from Rollins. And then you had the whole mini Shield reunion where they broke two tables with the power bomb, and Owens ate it, and then Jericho ate the announce table, the power bomb, up on the well by the ramp. And other than that, the match itself was good. Like I said, it took two frog splashes for that table to break for Reigns and during the match. That was the only thing that kind of looked off to me. But other than that, the match was pretty average. Gave it a 3. Overall average for the show is a 2.9. So I will actually just rate this as a 3. Because most of my matches were 3. So this was a pretty average show. Like I said, the problem with having too many pay-per-views, and I'm pretty sure I've complained about this in most of my videos that I do, it's oversaturated. And plus, pay-per-views kind of just feel like they're there instead of having a time for a story to develop. Now the Royal Rumble is 6 weeks away. I think it's January 29th, or the last Sunday in January, whenever that is. The Royal Rumble is 6 weeks away, so we have time in the WWE to build storylines and I'm excited for that. Of course, the Rumble is going to be a split branded production with Raw and SmackDown. And I will have some Rumble videos coming your way because that's one of my favorite pay-per-views. So I will have some Rumble reviews coming your way from past Rumbles. I will be doing them. Probably, you got 6 weeks, so I'll probably do at least 3 or 4 episodes in there, and then I'll do the Royal Rumble prediction and the Royal Rumble review. And then, as I said in my last video, Hell in a Cell is going to be a 2017 project. I'll have a week off work during Christmas, after Christmas, so maybe I'll work on that. And I think what I'll do also is maybe watch a couple Rumble events and just review them. Get some Rumble videos out there for you guys. My name is Warren Freeman. I'm going to get ready and watch Monday Night Raw tonight to see the fallout from Roadblock. This has been episode 52. I continue to do this whether people watch it or not because it helps me. It keeps me happy. Takes my mind off of things that are going on, and it gives me a chance to express myself about professional wrestling, which is something I love very much. So this might be my last video for 2016, and if it is, I just want to tell everyone to have a safe New Year. Don't do anything stupid, and I'm looking forward to 2017. And I might do one more video this year, and that might be a Rumble review. I'll watch a past Royal Rumble event, and I'll review it. Just to get myself ready for the Royal Rumble, and to get everyone else ready for the Royal Rumble, because it's a very important event. So, I'm signing off. This has been episode 52. You guys have a wonderful night.